Onward has a theme song. I don't know what it is.
Onward, it is onward.
I doubt it's that.
So today, guys, we're back. We're seeing another movie. I'm Colton.
I'm Sam.
I'm Molly.
And today we're going to go see a little movie by a small indie studio called Onward, produced by Walt Disney Pictures and Pixar. When are they going to give that little lamp that hops across the screen his own movie?
They already did. He has a short film. It was the very first short film.
Ooh, the very first Pixar short.
So we're seeing Onward, which is the newest. It's actually the first of 2 Pixar movies this year.
Yeah, we're getting spoiled this year.
I know.
So Onward, it's the new Pixar film by Dan Scanlon. Dan Scanlon's done one other Pixar film. Does anyone know?
No.
Monsters University.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to say Monsters, Inc. I was like, that's my favorite Pixar. And then you said University.
Just the other day, Sam and I have been watching some Golden Age Pixar movies. We watched like Monsters, Inc., Ratatouille, Toy Story 2. You were watching a bit of WALL-E last night.
Those are great.
You know,
WALL-E is so heartbreakingly good.
I have a really hot take, and that's Pixar's got some really great movies.
Is that a hot take?
I think it's a spicy take. Not always, granted. You know, they've had some missteps. Brave. But
Cars 2.
yeah. But for the most part, I really like Pixar. How about you guys?
Yeah, I tend to. I haven't seen Coco or Toy Story 4, but every other Pixar movie I've seen, I've at least liked a little bit. Even Cars 2.
There's never been a Pixar movie I full on hated.
Yeah, there's never been one I would even say I dislike. The ones that I don't care about. But and WALL-E, I will say I think all of WALL-E is great. But the first half of WALL-E, just not even that I think the second half gets worse or something, but just because the first half aesthetically and everything to me, the first half of WALL-E might be my favorite movie of all time. What about you, Mon?
Hot take. Okay. So I actually really dislike Disney as a thing. It's a thing that exists. I don't like the theme parks. I don't like the movies. I just don't like the company.
All reasonable.
Okay.
I do love them, but I get not liking them because they are terrible.
But I've never had too big a problem with Pixar. My only problem is they're ran by Disney, which I don't like. My Pixar love has kind of dwindled. I've never. I really like that golden age of Pixar you were talking about. But there hasn't been a Pixar movie that's come out in a while that I've been really over the moon about, that I've just been like, this is really great.
I think you echo sort of a lot of what a lot of people are feeling for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm hopeful, personally, about Onward. I think it looks like a really cute story. So for the audience who isn't aware, Onward is about 2 teenage boys who get the chance to meet their father who's passed away again via a magical spell, and it seems like it's a road trip movie. It's basically, I should set up with the premise first, I guess. It's okay, what if medieval fantasy Lord of the Rings Middle Earth times were real, and then they essentially caught up to our society.
And it wasn't bright.
Yeah. And they've got, strip malls and Chuck E. Cheese's and, bar fights.
Or
and
biker gangs.
Biker gangs, and unicorns are akin to rats, and they're just everywhere, infesting the place. And that's a fun concept, but I tell you, based on this trailer, I'm like, well, I feel like they're really going to hit me with this,
dad art.
See, to me it all sounds too complicated.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing too much.
Right.
with the setting and with the story, it sounds like it's all just.
I'd maybe feel that way if it wasn't for the fact that, I just watched, and I think it might be tied with WALL-E, my favorite kids movie. It's Zootopia. The world feels like it's so big and it potentially couldn't work and all that stuff, but it's truly just magical. Like everything about the world they set up in that movie, I think is so.
That's true. Zootopia is pretty good.
And cool to watch. So I do think there's a way to have these big fantasy worlds and make them like work.
But yeah, in the cast in this, we've got Tom Holland as our main character, Ian, along with Chris Pratt as Barley. Now, Chris Pratt's an actor who, I talked about this on a stream recently. Chris Pratt is an actor who I'm honestly starting to get kind of sick of. So I hope he's not too Chris Pratt-y in this. But then we've also got Octavia Spencer this, and of course,
and
Julia Louis-Dreyfus, one of Sam and I's favorite women out there.
Ooh.
Tina Fey is in the other Pixar movie this year.
That's right.
That's
So-
true.
All the best ladies of TV.
Yeah.
That's great.
All the funniest women of TV. Pixar in 1 year. Well, I don't know, do we have any last thoughts on Onward, or shall we journey onward?
Now, let's go do it. I don't know much about this movie, so I don't know much to say beforehand. I'm sure we'll have a ton more to say after.
Yeah, I guess I'll go watch a Disney movie.
I've watched like 6 Disney movies since we finished our short.
I have something for you from your dad.
It's a wizard staff. Holy Tooth of Zadar! How did you...
I don't know, it just started!
Hang on!
Dad?
We're going on a quest.
I'm looking for my sons.
Oh, they went on a quest. But don't worry, I told them about the map, I told them about the gym, I told them about the curse. I forgot to tell them about the curse!
The what?
Looks like in my head because it's in the bathroom.
Yeah. Into the unknown. Onward to the unknown.
Oh man, do you have tissues in here? It got me.
Oh yeah? Actually, I
got
do
me.
have tissues. There's if you
It
look in
got
the
me.
back, there's a shit
Yeah, we
ton
have all
of
tissues from
It
from
got
Honey
it
Hand.
got me.
It got you?
It got me.
It got you?
It got me.
It got me. it did get me at the end, but I gotta say, it didn't get me as much as I was expecting it to get me.
You got me exactly as much as I expected.
Yeah.
My prediction for this movie was I was like, it's gonna be completely fine and like kind of shrug worthy for most of it. But then they're gonna do some narrative thing in the third act that'll make us cry. Like some narrative thing you weren't expecting, and that's gonna be what makes you cry. It's not what you'd expect. And I was 100% right. I forgot to say it in the first half because I just forgot, but that is what I was thinking. I know. But that is what I was thinking, and that's exactly what that movie did. And the one thing I wasn't sure about, I was like, but the third act twist thing they do might not be earned. But I would say it was definitely earned.
I'd say it was earned too. I think that was really the key. Is like, you know, if you watch the trailer for this and you see it's about like, oh, you know, they have 24 hours to try and bring their dad back to spend the day with their dad. It's like, if you understand it's a family movie and stuff like, and stuff, you can expect where it's going to end up.
Yeah.
And I have to give movie props because they did they did a thing that I didn't expect them to do.
Which is what I was expecting. Like
Which
the
is what
Dr.
you were
Eggman thing.
Yeah.
That was unexpected, but I expected that.
I will say I was kind of bored for the first half hour of it. I was not really into it with a lot of the setup. I thought it was taking just too long to get to like the setup. It was like, I was just like, okay, because you know, seeing the trailer, it's like, all right, we kind of know what we're going to get to, and I was like, I just thought it took forever to get there. But I do have to say, there's a sequence where there's some like biker pixies and stuff. The movie really picked up for me around that point, and I thought I was starting having a lot of fun with the movie, basically all the way through from that point.
Something going on besides just setup. And the setup was just very like paint by numbers.
But that's what I was trying to say earlier, is there's so much happening. Like, there's this whole new world you have to build, and like, it's a pretty elaborate setup. Like, they only get half their dad, and then they have to go on a quest to find their whole dad, and it's, you know what I mean? Like, and that's what I was trying to say earlier in the cars. It was just too much.
Yeah,
There was a lot to set up, which is what I knew was gonna happen.
I mean, I think to me this feels like one of Pixar's like worst movies. Not that it was bad, but it's definitely one of the worst ones.
I would agree it's on the weaker side of their spectrum.
Yeah.
Even though they did get me there with some tears at the end.
Yeah, they got me.
And it worked, unlike
Inside
Inside
Out.
Out.
You're like,
Inside Out had a moment where it did make me cry, but then I was thinking about it, I was like, wait a minute, this shouldn't make me cry. They didn't earn this.
Inside Out is more like emotional education and less like, you know what I mean?
I think the ending a little bit was like sweet, and and their like connection was sweet, but like besides that, there wasn't really anything funny. There weren't any sequences. I think about even other like weaker Pixar movies like The Good Dinosaur, and I remember there were like visual sequences in The Good Dinosaur that like blew my mind, just in terms of like just being pretty and like nice to look at and like fun to just sit through. There's not much of that in this movie.
Yeah.
At all. Almost none.
I feel like the biggest missed opportunity for this movie is mainly the humor. It doesn't really work for most of it. It's
not
just
it doesn't work. I don't think they even tried to tell jokes.
Yeah,
like how many?
I just feel like they're kind of
written?
weak sort of jokes, even visual. I mean, sometimes there's a visual joke that would get me, but I just thought I thought it really needed an injection of some stronger humor.
Yeah.
What were some things that we think really worked in this movie? You got anything?
I think if you have a dad that you have a positive relationship with, this will get you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really close to my dad, and we have a really positive relationship, so the movie really got me at the end. So the fact that he got to come back and like see the older brother and stuff, that was really cool.
I think.
I wasn't expecting that. I was like, they're gonna fail at this quest. Like, there's no way. Like, they're gonna actually like, and that's because that's gonna be the whole point of the movie, right?
The adventures, the real adventures the friends you made along the way.
Yeah, kind of thing. And like, so I was kind of expecting the older brother line, you know, where, this is really big spoilers, I guess, but we already mentioned it. But like, where the older brother was the father figure that kind of looked out for him and stuff.
Yeah.
I was kind of expecting that and growing their relationship. But I definitely was not expecting them to succeed in bringing back the father, because I didn't really think that was the point. And then they did, and I was like,
it was very middle of the road for me. It's not a movie I didn't have any, besides the ending, any extremely positive feelings towards it, like, oh, this was so good or so great. But also, I was watching, I was like, I don't think that, I wouldn't be like, oh, that movie's bad, or like this, that. I feel so truly neutral about it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, you know, there's some stuff I liked that got a couple of laughs in there. There's a lot of ideas. There's a lot of ideas in there that I liked that I think could have been a much better movie. But the movie that they presented, it wasn't that better movie, but it was still like a fine movie. So yeah, no, I just feel truly like,
I feel like a lot of the really good movies that are out right now, or that have come out recently, are really like hard, tense movies. And so I thought it was kind of refreshing to see something that was just kind of light and silly.
That's totally true.
I'm not going to say it was the best movie I've ever seen, but I am going to say it was a nice break from all the other stuff I've been watching.
Yeah, from post-award season, everything was really sad and brutal.
Yeah, it really gave my brain and my heart a break.
it's perfectly good family entertainment. I think that, you know, you'll get some emotions out of it. I think if you take kids, you'll get some laughs. I think that you will get some tears if you're not a totally heartless person.
Something makes me doubt that this will not be kids' favorite movie because it's not silly enough.
Yeah, and
I do wonder about that. This is probably one kids sleep on a little bit. There's no quote unquote Jar Jar. There's no cute or like really goofy character.
Yeah,
because I think about even watching WALL-E, like WALL-E himself is adorable.
Yeah.
And then you get like the little cricket and all that sort of stuff.
Little cockroach.
Yeah. Ratatouille, you get the goofy brother. And you kind of get like Weenie, who's always just
sort of the antics of like, you know,
all of it, these crazy sequences.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else I watched yesterday. Toy Story, there's so many goofy, funny, adorable characters. This one, who would the kids' favorite character be?
The little dragon pet who has
10 seconds.
Yeah, 10 seconds of screen time. Yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean,
where's the toys?
Where's the toys, as Sam knows I'm always saying. But yeah, you know,
it was fine.
Yeah, fine.
I gave it 3.5 stars. I'd probably give it 3 stars on my box.
Yeah. I'll have
I'm not gonna
figure it out.
Because I don't know what to say about it.
Yeah. Can only hope that Soul is better.
Wow.
Let's go to another movie.
Let's do it.
Sometime. Sign off.
Oh my god, I can't get out. I'm just gonna stay here.
Because the car?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm just gonna stay here. Forever the
All right.
Jeep.
Bye, Molly.
Bye, guys.